Hello and welcome to Toastmaster Time, where the show that has everyone talking. I'm your host, Cynthia Stott, and I am here tonight for an amazing all heart-to-heart Toastmasters cast show. Very exciting. And we're starting first with our evaluator, Mr. James Jeffley. So James, tell us what's in store for the show tonight.
Cynthia, we've got two experienced Toastmasters on the show. Our first speaker is Stallworth-Grayling, and she's going to talk to us about something she calls FOMO. Not sure what that is, but it sounds interesting. Our second speaker is Kari Kelly, and she's going to talk to us about resilience. I'm looking forward to two great speeches from two great speakers. Cynthia?
Thank you, James. Awesome. So welcome, Iris. I'm so excited to hear your speech tonight.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here.
Great. And I know you're a member of Heart to Heart Toastmasters, like we all are tonight. It's very exciting to have an all cast. And I would love for you to share what brought you to Toastmasters, and especially if there's something that you found at Toastmasters that you weren't expecting.
Well, you know, I had heard for years, like all of us, about how wonderful Toastmaster is in terms of helping us develop our speaking skills. And it has done that, and it's been beyond my highest expectations. But the thing that was the real gift that I didn't expect was that I also learned how to upgrade my leadership skills and how to really step into more of a leadership position personally and professionally.
Beautiful. Toastmasters International, where leaders are made. Awesome. And I've heard that you're a joyologist. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Well, you know, what really lights me up is, as a joyologist, I get to support others to elevate their joy and to use their joy as a path to power. And just imagine what our planet would be like if all of us had more joy, more love, more peace, and more play. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Fabulous. Well, I'm so excited to hear your speech. I'm going to give you a moment to get settled in, and I'm going to let our viewers at home know what the manual speeches are all about. Great. So Iris is going to be speaking from one of the basic manual, the Competent Communicator Manual tonight. And in every Toastmasters meeting, we always love to get immediate feedback through our evaluators. And so tonight is no different. We have an amazing evaluator here, Mr. James Jeffley, and he's going to tell us just about what Iris is going to be speaking about in her speech and what he's going to be looking for as he evaluates her speech. Welcome, James.
Thank you, Cynthia. Great to be here with you. Iris is speaking from the Competent Communicator Manual. It's project number 6, which is all about vocal variety. Her objectives are to use voice volume, pitch, rate, and quality to add meaning and interest to her message, to use pauses to enhance her message, and vocal variety smoothly and naturally. And I'll be listening for all of that in her speech.
Great. Thank you, James. Well, I'm looking forward to this speech from Miss Ira Stallworth-Grayling. It's called Don't Get Caught by FOMO. Don't Get Caught by FOMO, Iris Stallworth-Grayling.
The world is in slow motion. Suddenly, I hear a loud thump. My face hits concrete. I am so lucky I do not have a major concussion, but what I do have is a rainbow face. My face is a tapestry of purples, blues, and greens. And it would have been great if I was going to a Star Trek convention, because I looked like a Klingon. Why did I fall? Because I got caught by FOMO, which is fear of missing out. I was going down the steps, and I thought of my long to-do list, and I began to rush. I trip. I fall. My doctor said I had to rest my body and my brain. Staying in bed with no TV, no computers, and no books. So can you keep a secret? You can't tell anybody. I'm in bed with Deepak. Listening to CDs. And I hear him say, laughter is the healthiest response to life. And I get it. I can get caught in not being in laughter and joy. For fear of missing out, I rush to catch the bullet train of success. So can I introduce you to someone who teach me how to be in my joy? When I first saw her, I knew she was special. On her head, she had a crown of many sparkling jewels. She had long, seductive blue eyelashes. And around her neck, she had flung a magenta boa. She was a hippopotamus named Hippomena, and she has something to say. Well, honey bun, I heard you wait to have a good time. Now, isn't that the silliest thing? I'm from Swamp Town, and we know how to party. I have a jumping joint on the boulevard. Yum, yum. You been there? I make the best flapjacks in the county, and they come from miles around for my secret sauce. It's sweet, hot, and spicy, like me. So, want to have some fun? We can go to the mud baths. You want to go dancing? Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your ooh. Shake your ooh. So, sugar pie. Don't wait to have a good time, 'cause joy revs you up. Joy puts fire in your dreams. Thank you, Hippomena, for reminding us to not fall down on letting joy be a path to power. And as my special buddy Deepak says, laughter is the healthiest response to life. So choose joy now.
Fabulous speech. Thank you. So, James, what do you think? Did she meet her objectives?
Oh, swimmingly, magnificently. The vocal variety was there, volume, pitch, rate. I loved that she introduced a character, Hippomena. One of the ways that I think you can tell someone nails vocal variety is if you close your eyes and you can see the speech in your head.
Absolutely.
Because she painted pictures with words, and she did that beautifully.
I could see Hippomena. I could smell the flapjacks.
Absolutely, and the special sauce and fire.
Exactly. Awesome. Great. Well, we're looking forward to her speech, and now we're going to go to we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back for our next speaker. Thank you so much.
Name an effective political leader in history who couldn't speak well.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
There aren't any.
Because when it comes to a disease,
Freedom requires leadership, and leadership requires oratory. You have to speak to be heard.
I have a dream.
It's all about personal growth and guts.
Never give in. Never, never, never.
Welcome back to Toastmaster Time, the show that's got everybody talking. We're so excited to have our next speaker, Ms. Kari Kelly. Welcome, Kari.
I am so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm excited to have you here. And you're also a member of Heart to Heart Toastmasters. So
Yes.
exciting. Awesome. So when you first joined Toastmasters, what drew you to Toastmasters? And then was there anything that you found that surprised you that you weren't expecting from Toastmasters?
Well, I thought that I was going to go there and do this mechanical, learn how to do the speech and do your evaluations, and then, that would get me through the manual. But what happened is I connected with so many people. So now the meetings are more than just giving a speech. It's about sharing my heart, and it's about connecting with people. And I find that when I get to a meeting and there are certain people that aren't there, I miss them. It really does make a difference.
Beautiful. And today's speech, I'm really excited to hear about the resilience you're going to be talking about. And I know that it's based on some characters in a show that you're in. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's based on my overcoming and survival of child abuse. And my show is a one-woman show called Voices of Resilience. And the motivation behind this is that 60% of people that experience child abuse never tell their story. So I am the voice.
You are the voice for those that have been silenced and have never told about the abuse. So great. So what is your objective with your show? What do you want to happen as a result of your show?
Two things. One, I want those people to be able to understand that this is a beginning of their healing opportunity. And two, I want them to feel safe in the room and know that they are supported, and they'll leave with resources to continue the healing process after the show is done.
And how has Toastmasters prepared you, or has it prepared you for your one-woman show? Because I know you did some before you started Toastmasters. Now you have another one coming up. How has Toastmasters experience changed that for you?
The practice, basically, just making sure that I have the confidence that is inside, that it shows up on stage and in the message that I'm trying to bring.
Beautiful. And I believe that the power of Toastmasters is not what we do in our meetings, but it's how we're practicing for life outside of Toastmasters. So I love both you and Iris are such powerful women that are really on a mission to change the world and make it a better place. And I love that you've tapped into Toastmasters to support you to do that.
I'm really happy to be a part of it. I believe the name is perfect, Heart to Heart.
Beautiful. Well, we're so excited to hear from you tonight. It's really close to my heart. It's called Statistically Resilient, and I have a degree in statistics, so I am looking forward to all of those wonderful data items and numbers. Very excited to hear it. So we're going to give you a moment to get adjusted, and we're going to switch over in just a minute. So in Toastmasters International, it's a worldwide organization. We're in over 100 countries across the globe. And so we are really dedicated to supporting you to speak better, and especially to overcome your fear of public speaking. And one of the ways that we do that is by supporting you with feedback, immediate feedback from an evaluator. And today we have a great evaluator with us, Mr. James Jeffley. So welcome, James.
Thank you, Cynthia. Today, Kari is talking from the Competent Communicator Manual. It's speech project number 7, which is all about researching your topic. Her objectives are to collect information about her topic from numerous sources and to carefully support her points and opinions with specific facts, examples, and illustrations gathered through that research. So I'll be listening for facts, figures, numbers, citations, and sources.
Awesome. Really looking forward to your feedback and evaluation. And for right now, let's turn it over to Kari Kelly. Statistically Resilient. Statistically Resilient, Kari Kelly.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I'm blind, but I can see. When I was 14 months old, I was shaken. While I was being shaken, my head was hit so hard that fluid began to build up on my brain. I didn't have medical attention for 10 whole days. The Department of Health and Human Services says that 1,000 to 3,000 children are affected by shaken baby syndrome. 2/3 of those children will die, and 80% of them will have permanent damage. As for head injuries or traumatic brain injury, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention says that the one age group that is at the highest risk to be injured by a traumatic brain injury is the ages 0 to 4 years old. Now, I could go on and on about the statistics of all the things that I was able to overcome and survive, but that would just be boring. So I would much rather talk about the fact that I didn't die from the shaken baby syndrome. Now, as for my permanent damage, well, if you ask my math teacher, they might say that I have a traumatic math injury. Or my eyesight is just enough to get me in trouble, just not enough to get a driver's license. But one day that is going to change, let me tell you. I already have something that I am going to discuss with the DMV about my one good eye and the one good eye that people are using when they're actually driving. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. Now, there were days, very dark days in my life when I felt very hopeless. But there was this inner spark that began to get brighter and brighter as people around me began to help me feel more hope, such as the grocery clerk that would just say, "I hope you're having a nice day," or friends that invited me to stay for dinner, they're going to set an extra place, and perfect strangers that would have extra room at their table or on the row that they were sitting on, and they would invite me. And those small gestures that anybody can do, you have no idea how much hope that could be for someone who is having a dark day. So I suggest 3 things that anybody can do to be statistically resilient. Number 1 is recognize those resilient moments. Number 2, celebrate those resilient moments. And number 3, share them. Because as you share them, somebody's inner spark that might have been going dim is starting to get brighter and brighter and brighter, like mine. I decided that my inner spark had to be a little bit brighter. So I decided to let it out. So, am I bright enough for you?
Great. Thank you, Kari. That was amazing. And what did you think, James? Did she meet her objectives?
She certainly did, Cynthia. You know, research is all about finding specific statistics that you're fond of, facts and figures, and some of them were quite startling. You know, 1 to 3,000 babies shaken every year, 80% die, or 80% suffer permanent brain damage, 2/3 of them die, and you know, for me, this was more than just a speech about statistics. One of my favorite quotes is from John F. Kennedy. He said, "The only reason to give a speech is to change the world." And we've heard two great speeches tonight. Ira's talking about joy, and Kari talking about being resilient in spite of the statistics related to her child abuse, and to come out and tell personal stories that are touching and moving, that inspires people and it gives hope. And so this is more than just about giving speeches with facts and figures and great voices. It really is about talking about something real and touching the audience in a way that moves and inspires them. And both speakers did a great job of that tonight.
Very moving, very touching. Really appreciate it. And I know, James, that I love the quote that you gave from John F. Kennedy, that the only reason to give a speech is to change the world. And I know you are about the world-changing message.
Yeah, well, we have an amazing opportunity, and I think it's something that Iris talked about, and Kari too, when you were interviewing them. You know, you come to Toastmasters and you think, oh, I'm going to learn how to improve my speaking skills. And along the way, Iris learned how to be a better leader. And Kari learned about the power of connection and relationships. And every time we give a speech anywhere, whether it's in Toastmasters or it's in our companies or in our communities, we are touching lives. We have the opportunity to say something that has a positive impact on someone in that audience. So don't take that lightly. It's not a small undertaking. Our words have power and our words matter. And I am so thrilled to be part of this club where we talk about how to bring a heart-focused message to your overall message. And we see the impact in the lives that are changed.
And I know, as president of Heart to Heart, when you first came on, you said something that really touched the heart of all of our members. And that was that you wanted to make Heart to Heart a movement.
Yeah, not just a club, but a movement. And I think every Toastmasters organization has the opportunity to do that, is to pick something that you want to stand for, a stake in the ground, if you will, and then let it be about more than just speeches and mechanics. Let it be about mission and vision and value and purpose. And we have an opportunity to do that in every club, in every speech.
Great. Mission, value, and purpose. Well, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Name an effective political leader in history who couldn't speak well.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
There aren't any.
Because when it comes to a disease,
Freedom requires leadership, and leadership requires oratory. You have to speak to be heard.
I have a dream.
It's all about personal growth and guts.
Never give in. Never, never, never.
See what anything. Welcome back to Toastmaster Time, where everybody's talking. I'm so excited to be with you. I'm your host, Cynthia Stott, and I'm here with our evaluator today, James Jeffley. Welcome back, James.
Thank you, Cynthia.
I think we've had an amazing show here. Can you tell the audience a bit about what touched you tonight?
Well, both speakers touched me in different ways. Iris touched me with her story about, falling down and getting caught up in, looking beyond the moment, chasing the next thing, and how that period of immobility really caused her to slow down and think about life in a different way, and it allowed her to reconnect with joy. And that's something I think many of us could certainly use more of in life, certainly myself. And I was also touched by Kari's story, her personal story of abuse, being shaken, and having that cause some vision loss for her, but how she was able to overcome that and stand here today and be this amazing example of resilience which is what her speech was about.
Absolutely. And I think that Toastmasters really is an organization that supports resilience. I know for me, when I first came to Toastmasters, I had a table topics that was 1 minute 36 seconds, and I gave 22 ums and ahs. And I've come a long way with that. And now I'm competing in a table topics contest. And, you know, I actually had a very deep fear of public speaking, was called Miss Wiggles in college speech class.
Oh, my.
I was terrified. My whole body shook and my voice quivered. And I could barely get my words out.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I had a mission that I really knew that I wanted to speak. And the first words out of my mouth were, I better get to Toastmasters. So I had an opportunity to go to Toastmasters for 13 years, and I never set foot until I had that mission, that vision. And that's what I believe Toastmasters can do. Like you said, the only reason to give a speech is to change the world.
Yeah, and if it's not the world, at least it's your world. And sometimes that's the most important thing, because when you do that, it sets an example for others. It gives them permission to change their world too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, James. Really appreciated being with you here on the show tonight. And that's our show. Thank you so much for being on Toastmasters Time with us. And we are filmed in the San Francisco Bay Area in Palo Alto. If you want to look at our website to get more shows, you can see toastmastertime.com. We're sponsored by Toastmasters District 57, and you can contact them at d57tm.org. And if you want more information on a Toastmasters club near you, go to toastmasters.org. And we just appreciate all of the wonderful staff here at the Palo Alto Media Center. And we thank especially our speakers, Iris Stallworth-Grayling, Kari Kelly, and especially our evaluator, James Jeffley. From Toastmasters Time, I'm Cynthia Stott, your host. Until next time, keep on talking.